Rolling back to Cyber Sleuth, this video looks at Jimmy Ken support cards along with the arrival of Sayo as a standalone tamer. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Starting with Jimmy Ken, this purple tamer is a memory fixture that has a your turn effect, in which when your Digimon are played, or Digivolve, if any of them have the Flame or CS trait, by suspending this tamer, you activate one of those Digimon's main effects. If this activated any effect, gain 1 memory. This goes back to some older cards as far back as BT15, which introduced such Digimon that had these kinds of effects. However, while BT15 Meramon could only delete Digimon with a DP threshold of 4000 DP, the cost overall would be 1 memory now. Likewise with skullmeramon, you'd get an extra security check and then attack for a cost of 1 memory. But realistically, I'm just not convinced these effects will be meta-defining. At least for now. For the Digimon, there is a new devimon that is red and purple. This CS and Fallen Angel trait Digimon has a when Digivolving effect, where if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Jimmy Ken from your hand without paying the cost. Though its Digivolution could be pricey, as long as you Digivolve from a level 3 with Flame or CS in its traits, it's fair game. Luckily, Candlemons fall into this generic category. It's inheritable as an on-deletion effect, in which you may return 1 Digimon card with the Flame or CS trait from your trash to the hand. Overall, I'm still not impressed, but there's still more cards to review. With Meramon, likewise this Digimon has the same costs, and has a main once per turn effect, in which by paying 2 cost, this Digimon gains Raid and Piercing for the turn. Then this Digimon may attack. Considering you have a Candlemon that sports inheritable retaliation, this makes this a deadly combo. And when I first looked at the plus 2000 DP inheritable, an idea sparked in my head from a video that Bandai dropped recently, which is the finale for BT22 in this set review. But more on that tomorrow. Moving to skullmeramon, this Digimon digivolves from a level 4 Digimon with a Flame, or CS trait. It has a main once per turn effect by paying 3 cost, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn, then it may attack. On deletion, you draw 2 and trash 1 card in the hand. In the presence of Jimmy Ken, or multiple of them, this is where this effect can really shine. But finding tamers is normally the hard part. This Digimon's inheritable is simply an on deletion effect, in which you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with the Flame or CS trait from your trash, without paying the cost. I'm still missing something for this deck, I feel. And of course, if there's skullmeramon, bluemeramon also makes another appearance. This Digimon has Alliance, which complements in some ways to the ability of playing other Digimon via effect, though it's deletion. Its main, once per turn effect is a 3 memory cost that lets you play 1 play cost 5 or lower Digimon card with the Flame or CS trait without paying the cost. Then this Digimon may attack. I just had to read a little bit more to get there, but this is in essence skullmeramon with extra steps. Interestingly, this Digimon has an inheritable effect, in which your turn, this Digimon with the Flame or CS trait gains Alliance. Which means for the last monster in this lineup, it's the horror monster boltmon. This Digimon digivolves from a Flame or CS trait level 5 Digimon for a cost of 3 or 4 from a generic purple or red level 5. This Digimon has Rush and gains all the main effects of the Digivolution cards with the Flame trait. Yo, that's actually kind of sick. This reminds me of another deck that builds like crescemon. This means you can play out your other Digimon with bluemeramon's effect, then use it to Alliance, or use skullmeramon's effect to delete a level 5 or lower Digimon, or gain security attack +1. Did I mention this Digimon has a when attacking, once per turn effect in which you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level? Meaning if you were to use the main effect of, say, skullmeramon, you could pop a level 5 or lower first, and if the only Digimon left is a level 6 or higher, boltmon takes it out. Interestingly, this Digimon has assembly -6, meaning if you tuck 5 Flame trait Digimon with different card numbers underneath, you could rush in after triggering one of the effects, and attack off of one of the level 4 or 5 main effects. But after so much heated discussion on these Flame trait cards, it's time to cool things down with Sayo. Sayo is the first blue-purple tamer card, and honestly I was terrified of this color combination with the presence of 4 Jack Raids and 4 Hammer Sparks. Luckily the restriction list has done away with both of these, and there's just 1 more card to go. This tamer has a start of main effect in which if your opponent has a Digimon, you gain 1 memory. Your turn! When one of your Digimon with 2 or more same level cards in its stack attacks, By suspending this tamer, Digivolve it into a Digimon card with a Nightclaw, Lightfang, Galaxy, or CS trait in the trash, with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. And considering there are a lot of fun elements you could do with this, we already know that typical Galaxy type decks can easily manipulate the sources with multiple of the same level. However, what about X-Antibody Digimon? My first instinct is to make a Garurumon deck with a lower end, and then top end it with Galaxy related cards. Though this is still a working concept. Meaning with this tamer comes an entire new Digivolution line. Moonmon's inheritable effect is a your turn, once per turn effect, in which when effects place this Digimon's top stacked card as its bottom Digivolution card, you draw one and trash one card in the hand. Filtering. I can get on board with this. By using this effect, you can cycle the Galaxy cards you want to trash, and then use Sayo to climb up into them for cheaper. Lunamon, the newest variant, digivolves from a level 2 with the Nightclaw, Lightfang, or CS trait for a cost of 0. But from a generic level 2 Digimon that's purple or blue, it would be 1 memory. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, add 1 card with a Nightclaw trait, and 1 card with a Lightfang or Galaxy trait among them before bottom decking the rest. The inheritable looks at drawing a card when you main. Once per turn, place a Nightclaw or Lightfang trait Digimon's top stack card as the bottom Digivolution card. It's not quite like OG Lunamon with the banana peel for memory, but it's still pretty decent. With Lekismon, this Digimon also shares the same special Digivolution conditions from a Nightclaw, Lightfang, or CS trait Digimon, but for 2 memory. When Digivolving, if this Digimon has 2 or more same level cards, you may play 1 Tamer card with the Nightclaw or Lightfang trait from your hand without paying the cost. However, this effect cannot play cards with the same name as any of your Tamers on board. But based on my interpretation of this, and feel free to correct me in the comments, because the Ko and Sayo Tamer and the Sayo and Ko Tamer do not treat each other as individually Sayo or Ko, then these are differently named Tamers. Meaning if everything holds true, again, feel free to correct me on this, then you could play 1 of each Tamer since they're all differently named. The inheritable for this Digimon is a protection-based deletion effect by trashing 2 same level cards from the sources. For a common, this all around feels like one of the best cards for Nightclaw. Interestingly, Crescemon shares the same inheritable, and is a level 5 with jamming. When Digivolving, draw 1 and trash 1 card in your hand. Then if this Digimon's deck has 2 same level sources, you stun one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers from suspending until the turn ends. Overall, it's not as interesting as Lekismon, but it's still decent. And to finish today's video, it's Dianamon, a new level 6 Digimon that has Ice Clad, Blocker, and can Digivolve from a Nightclaw, Lightfang, or CS trait level 5 for a cost of 3. When Digivolving, if this Digimon's deck has 2 or more same level cards, trash any 4 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer sources to the bottom of the deck. End of your turn. Once per turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. Stripping sources? Check. Bounce to the bottom of the deck? Double check. This Digimon has so many instances of removal that this is a pretty beastly level 6. Compared to the old Dianamon, they may have functionally different uses, but this is having much more aggro potential and much more control. Though at this time I have to wonder why purple? Because in the end, is the point to have Apollomon Whisper being red and purple? Overall, while Jimmy Ken did start off as lackluster, I have to admit this might be another fun budget deck for players to try. It has a lot of removal, but my only concern is protection. As for the new Dianamon support, adding new search, tamer play, and protection abilities potentially steers the deck into a more blue dominant deck. What are your thoughts on these cards, and where to next? Tomorrow will be the conclusion of BT22's set review, with the remaining CS cards as a brand new engine. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.